Few countries trigger the question, "Where's that?" as often as Armenia, with a history older than most European nations. Visiting this landlocked gem in the Caucasus feels like opening a book of secrets that has been closed for 8,000 years. It's not the easiest place to explore. Roads are bumpy, transport is limited, and communication can be a challenge for those who don't speak Armenian or Russian. Did you know that Armenia was the world's first country to adopt Christianity as its state religion all the way back in 301 AD? This deep religious heritage has shaped the country in many ways, especially through its stunning churches and monasteries. Today, Armenia is filled with these sacred sites scattered across hilltops, city centers, remote forests, and small villages, each reflecting ancient wisdom and unique regional styles. Traveling here is as rewarding as it is eye-opening. Today, we'll take you on a journey to experience the true essence of Armenia. Tucked away in the picturesque Tavush region of Armenia, the Haghartsin Monastery complex is a captivating blend of history, architecture, and spirituality. Situated 18 kilometers north of the resort town of Dilijan, this medieval masterpiece offers an enchanting experience amidst lush greenery and breathtaking mountain views. Constructed between the 10th and 13th centuries, the Haghartsin Monastery flourished as a leading scientific and cultural center of medieval Armenia. Despite suffering damage from enemy raids and earthquakes, the monastery has been carefully restored, showcasing its enduring legacy. The Haghartsin Monastery complex features a harmonious blend of architecture and nature, with dome-shaped structures and multiple churches and chapels. Popular etymology derives the name of Haghartsin from the words Khagharts, moved around, played, and artsiv, eagle. Haghartsin is also the name of a stream which flows past the monastery and empties into the Agstev. The Mother Armenia monument dominates the city skyline and is visible from various parts of Yerevan, as it is positioned on one of the city's highest points. The Mother Armenia monument, created by sculptor Arta Harut Yunyan in 1967, is located in Victory Park. It stands on a pedestal designed by architect Raphael Israelian, built from finely polished black tough stone, and consists of 3 interior floors. The model for the statue was educator Eugenia Muradian. The statue is made of copper, standing 22 meters tall. The statue depicts a standing woman holding a sword in its sheath and a shield at her feet. It symbolizes the strength and grandeur of the motherland, the resilience of Armenian women, and their collective spirit. The dimensions and design of the pedestal determine the monument's monumental scale, cubic volumes, and distinct linear outlines. Its location on a hill overlooking Yerevan makes it look like a guardian of the Armenian capital. Before the Mother Armenia statue was installed, the pedestal held a 17-meter bronze statue of Joseph Stalin, created by sculptor Sergei Merkurov. The imposing figure of Mother Armenia radiates a sense of solemn dignity, her upright stance embodying both grace and unyielding strength. The surface of the copper gleams with a weathered patina, giving the monument an ageless character that deepens in tone beneath the shifting Armenian sunlight. At night, the monument glows beneath golden floodlights, its towering form casting a serene yet powerful presence over the sleeping city below. Tucked deep within a canyon where red cliffs fold into one another, a lone structure seems to rise naturally from the very rock that surrounds it. Its pale stone catches the shifting light, creating the impression of a sanctuary shaped as much by nature as by human hands. Only after taking in the quiet grandeur of the setting does one realize that this harmonious silhouette belongs to a centuries-old monastery. Noravank means new monastery in Armenian. However, today this name does not fit, as the monastery is already more than 7 centuries old. The beautiful Noravank Monastery was built in the 13th century on the ledge of narrow winding gorge above the Amagu River, near the city of Echmiadzin. The spare lines of the church contrast beautifully with the sharp red rock cliffs, and the dramatic scenery is one of the best reasons to visit Noravank. The monastery is sometimes called Amagu Noravank to distinguish it from Noravank Monastery in the city of Goris. In the days when the Orbelian princes were ruling this region, the monastery was a large religious center, and in the 13th through 14th centuries, it became a residence of Shunik province's bishops. Noravank became a major religious and later a cultural center of Armenia, and was closely connected with many educational institutes. You only need to catch a glimpse of Noravank Monastery, perfectly blended with the surrounding nature, to long to return to Armenia. The soft curves of its carved stone reliefs create a delicate contrast with the rugged canyon walls, giving the complex an almost sculptural presence in the landscape. Every curve of its domes is balanced by the clean lines of its walls, creating a sense of equilibrium that feels both serene and monumental. Taken together, these architectural elements form a masterpiece that seems not merely built upon the land, but woven seamlessly into the spirit of the canyon itself. In the early mist, the monastery softens into a silhouette that seems suspended above the crimson canyon walls. In winter, a quiet layer of snow cloaks the monastery, transforming its stone contours into serene, luminous forms. Ancient relict Sevan Lake, often called the Jewel of Armenia or the Geghard Sea, is one of the largest high-mountain freshwater lakes in the world. It is the main natural attraction, not only of Geghard, but of all Armenia. This nature's wonder is located in the very middle of Armenian highland in a huge mountain bowl, framed with picturesque peaks at the height of 1,900 meters. The lake's surface area is 940 square kilometers. The maximum depth, 95 meters, maximum length, about 70 kilometers, width, 30 to 50 kilometers. Sevan is fed by 28 rivers, but only one flows out, the Razdan. The lake was born as the result of volcanic activities of the Geghard Ridge. The eruption diked the ancient river valley about 250,000 years ago. The resulting kettle was filled with outwash from the surrounding ridges and later with river waters. Sevan was heavily exploited for irrigation of the Ararat Plain and hydroelectric power generation during the Soviet period. The climate in the vicinities of Sevan Lake is terrific. No matter how hot it is in the valley high up there, it is always cool. The broad basin of water stretches into the horizon with graceful symmetry, creating a sense of openness, rare at such elevations. The vastness of the lake's mirror-like expanse creates an almost meditative calm, inviting long moments of stillness and contemplation. The entire body of water seems to breathe with the landscape around it, shifting in mood and color while maintaining a timeless, majestic presence. Set upon a windswept plateau, the temple rises gracefully, its balanced proportions blending seamlessly with the surrounding rugged cliffs. Before understanding its history, the rhythmic columns and the stone platform convey a quiet strength that commands attention naturally. From a distance, the full silhouette reveals a timeless monument, preserving Armenia's ancient heritage against the open sky. The pagan temple of Garni is located in the Garni village, Kotaik region, on the territory of Garni Fortress. Garni Fortress was built in BC, 3rd to 2nd centuries, on a beautiful cape, protected on 3 sides by rocks. During the reign of the Artaxiad and Arsacid dynasty, it also served as a royal summer residence. On the territory of the fortress, there are many notable historical and archaeological monuments, but the jewel of the complex is the pagan temple dedicated to the god of the sun, Mithras. The Garni Temple is the only preserved pagan temple in Armenia and stands out for its beauty and historical and cultural value. It is a Greek-style peripteral building surrounded by 24 columns and a Roman-style platform with 9 steps and a height of 2.5 meters. The 24 columns of the temple symbolize the 24 hours of the day, and the number of steps, the 9 social classes accepted in ancient Armenia. The walls were laid without mortar, and the stones were fastened with iron rivets and molten lead. Built in the Ionic order, it is the best-known structure and symbol of pre-Christian Armenia. It has been described as the easternmost building of the Greco-Roman world and the only largely preserved Hellenistic building in the former Soviet Union. It is one of the main tourist attractions in Armenia and the central shrine of Armenian neo-paganism. In winter, the temple's stone columns emerge starkly against a blanket of snow, creating a serene and solemn landscape. The Vardenyats Pass is located in the Geghard province of Armenia. It lies in the western part of the Vardenyats mountain range, at an altitude of 2,410 meters. The pass is home to the famous Orbelian caravanserai, which welcomed numerous travelers passing along the nearby highway and through the Vardenyats Pass. Among all medieval mountain passes in Armenia, Vardenyats Pass is the best preserved. Set high in the Vardenyats Mountains range, the road to the summit, also known as Selim Mountain Pass or Sulemayi Lenansik, is called M10. The pass was formerly known as Selim Mountain Pass, but the name was recently changed. The pass is 34.61 miles long, running north-south from Martuni to Echmiadzin. The road leading to the summit is completely paved, but it presents numerous challenges to any vehicle's suspension due to the abundance of potholes and broken surfaces. The road's perilous nature is primarily attributed to the extreme weather conditions, including strong winds, dense fog, limited visibility, While driving through this challenging road, with hairpin turns, steep sections, and countless curves, you'll get stunning views. As you traverse the terrain, the road leads you to the highland steppe, just beyond the pass, where the beauty of Armenia's majestic mountains unfolds. Moreover, this pass serves as a gateway to Lake Sevan, offering an opportunity to experience this natural wonder. The pass stretches dramatically between rugged peaks, its winding road tracing the natural contours of the highland terrain. Sparse vegetation clings to the slopes, adding touches of green to the otherwise austere stone and earth tones of the landscape. If you enjoyed this journey and want to join me for more explorations like this, please subscribe. It would truly mean the world to me. If you approach the narrow, rocky peninsula, a centuries-old monastery appears, its dark stone contrasting vividly with the shimmering lake. From a distance, the elegant silhouettes of its churches and watchtowers blend seamlessly with the rugged highland peninsula scenery. Only when standing nearby does the intricate masonry and enduring presence reveal the monastery's timeless medieval Armenian architectural mastery. In the northwest part of Sevan Lake, on a narrow rocky peninsula, there stands one of the most prominent examples of medieval Armenian architecture, Sevanavank Monastery. Sevanavank Monastery, situated on a rocky peninsula on Lake Sevan in Armenia, is a stunning example of medieval Armenian architecture. Originally, the peninsula was an island, separated from the shore by clear, fish-abundant waters. monks arrived at the end of the 8th century, constructing a modest chapel and cells. Owing to its convenient location, the monastery expanded over time with the addition of walls, watchtowers, churches, and other structures. Today, only 2 temples remain from the 9th century monastery, Surb Arakalots and Surb Asvatsatsin, standing among numerous Khachkars. Built with black tuff, these cross-shaped churches exhibit intricate masonry and are known for their distinct drums, eaves, and arches. Throughout its history, Sevanavank Monastery has withstood invasions from Arab armies, Tamerlane's forces, and others. Now the black temples of Sevan stand sentinel over the ancient lake, offering breathtaking views of surrounding mountains and waters. Its cross-shaped churches rise with perfect symmetry, each angle and proportion carefully balanced for both beauty and stability. From certain vantage points, the monasterial silhouette appears to float above the water, reflecting subtly on the lake below. Today, Sevanavank is a popular tourist destination and an important historical and cultural site in Armenia. In the heart of a deep shadowed gorge, stone columns rise in precise rhythmic patterns, commanding attention without human intervention. Their towering forms catch the light at different angles, creating shifting shadows that enhance the sense of mystery and grandeur. At first glance, the formation seems sculpted, yet its intricate geometry reveals the power and artistry of nature itself. The Symphony of Stones, also known as the basalt organ, is an awe-inspiring natural monument located in Garni Gorge, Armenia. Situated 23 kilometers east of Yerevan, near the village of Garni, the gorge is home to this unique geological wonder that captivates visitors with its striking symmetry and grandeur. The Symphony of Stones comprises immense hexagonal and pentagonal basalt columns reaching nearly 50 meters in height. Their remarkable symmetry and gravity-defying arrangement make them appear almost man-made, resembling the pipes of an organ. Formed by volcanic rock collapses, the Symphony of Stones is a protected natural monument and a must-see attraction in Armenia. Its breathtaking beauty and captivating formations make it an ideal destination for nature lovers and photographers alike. The Symphony of Stones is a natural monument protected by law. In 2013, Armenia's poster of the Symphony of Stones won first place in the Europe category of the UNWTO Vetajusti Tourism Poster Competition. Each column's hexagonal and pentagonal faces fit together seamlessly, forming natural tessellations that delight the eye with geometric precision. This breathtaking natural structure hangs over the Azat River, enhancing its dramatic appearance. Nowhere in Armenia does the weight of history and devotion settle so profoundly upon a single hill, shaping both stone and spirit. The monastery rises with a quiet authority, its fortified walls and towers reflecting centuries of faith and resilience. Within its ancient enclosure, every corner, arch, and chamber speaks to the enduring legacy of spiritual dedication and cultural heritage. Every Armenian has heard about this unique architectural monument, which nowadays has become one of the main attractions of Ararat province. This fortified monastery is a place of pilgrimage and a holy site for the Armenian Apostolic Church. The origins of Khor, Virap Monastery, trace back to the mid-17th century. The history of the site dates back to a pagan temple that stood here for centuries before Christ's birth. In fact, the name Khor Virap means deep pit, named after the prison where St. Gregory the Illuminator was held. The monastery is located close to the border between Armenia and Turkey, on a hill near the village of Pokervedi. Long ago, it was the site where Artashat, the ancient Armenian capital, was located. Khor Virap Monastery is an important religious site that reflects the deep roots of Armenian religion. The monastery was host to a theological seminary and was the residence of the Armenian Catholicos. The towers rise with simple elegance, their square bases and narrow windows giving the complex a sense of austere harmony. The muted tones of the stones harmonize with the natural surroundings, making the monastery appear as an organic extension of the hill itself. In winter, a soft layer of snow blankets the monastery, accentuating its angular forms and creating a quiet, serene atmosphere. Tatev Monastery, a jewel of medieval Armenian architecture, was built between the 9th and 13th centuries. It's nestled in the rugged terrain of the historic Syunik region, right on the steep banks of the Voronezh River. Despite its remote location, enthusiasts of unique historical sites go to great lengths to witness this architectural marvel. This location is not just historically significant, but also scenically stunning. Strategically placed, Tatev served as both a religious and political hub of the Syunik Principality. It was also home to the Metropolitan of Syunik and controlled extensive lands and workshops, with many villages paying tribute to it. The monastery saw a golden age in the 13th and 14th centuries, during which it housed the Tatev University, a major center for philosophical and scientific thought. The name Tatev is derived from Saint Eustathius, a disciple of Apostle Thaddeus who was martyred in the region. The name translates from Old Armenian as "give wings," fitting for a monastery perched so high it seems to reach for the sky. The Tatev Monastery was established in the 9th century, with its dedication attended by notable figures, including King Sumbat, the first Bagratuni, and several Catholicoses. Today, the Tatev Monastery stands proudly restored to its ancient majesty. The architecture blends archaic elements with modern nuances, particularly visible in the cathedral's high, umbrella-vaulted dome. The monastery's stone walls rise boldly from the cliffs, their rough-hewn surfaces conveying both strength and timelessness. Its towers and domes create a striking silhouette against the sky, harmonizing with the dramatic verticality of the surrounding terrain. Nestled against sheer cliffs, a medieval monastery emerges, its stone structures seemingly grown from the mountain itself. The rugged surroundings and carved rock walls give the site a sense of mystery, sacredness, and timeless endurance. Every arch, chamber, and passageway reflects a careful harmony between natural formations and human architectural mastery. Geghard is a medieval monastery in the Kotyk province of Armenia, being partially carved out of the adjacent mountain, surrounded by cliffs. It is listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site with enhanced protection status. While the main chapel was built in 1215, the monastery complex was founded in the 4th century by Gregory the Illuminator at the site of a sacred spring inside a cave. The monastery had thus been originally named Yerevan, meaning the Monastery of the Cave. The name commonly used for the monastery today, Geghard, or more fully Gyumri, meaning the Monastery of the Spear, originates from the spear which had wounded Jesus at the crucifixion. The spectacular towering cliffs surrounding the monastery are part of the Azat River Gorge and are included together with the monastery in the World Heritage Site listing. The combination of freestanding structures and rock-cut spaces creates a striking contrast between solidity and openness. The monastery's exterior walls rise directly from the cliffs, their rough-hewn stone blending naturally with the surrounding rock. Jagged cliffs tower above and around the complex, framing it dramatically against the sky and enhancing its monumental presence. From a distance, the monastery appears as if it has grown from the mountain itself, perfectly integrated into the natural landscape. In winter, a soft blanket of snow covers the monastery's exterior, highlighting its angular forms against the stark cliffs. Saghmosavank Monastery was founded in 1215, when the prince Vache Vachutian ordered to erect there the Temple of Surb Zion. It is a severe-looking building made from dark brown stones, with its 4 sides forming the cross-shaped facade. The Saghmosavank is a 13th century Armenian monastic complex located in the village of Saghmosavan in the Haghartsin province of Armenia. Like the Sevanavank Monastery, which is 5 kilometers south, Saghmosavank is situated atop the precipitous gorge carved by the Cascade River. Their silhouettes dominate the adjacent villages and rise sharp against the background of the mountains crowned by Mount Aragats. The name Saghmosavank likely derives from the Armenian word Saghmos, meaning psalm or hymn, referring to spiritual chants sung during church services. Among other notable landmarks of Gyumri is a magnificent sculptural representation of Mother Armenia, located in Gorky Central Park. It honors the memory of those patriots who died during World War II. The monument was erected in 1975 on one of the western hills of Gyumri and offers panoramic views of the city. Mother Armenia is a statue of a strong female figure holding a palm branch, symbolizing peace, and a capital from Zvartnots Cathedral, reflecting the continuity of Armenian cultural identity. At the base of the statue lies the grave tomb of the unknown soldier and the eternal flame, serving as a tribute to those who fell in World War II. The site is not just a memorial, but an enduring symbol of strength, peace, and national pride. On the outskirts of the Armenian city, Gyumri is located one of the unique examples of Soviet modernism, the Iron Fountain. To our ways, it is not functioning, but nonetheless attracts many visitors with its monumentality. In a way, the structure resembles a flying saucer, which is why sometimes it is called the UFO fountain by locals. The fountain in Gyumri was opened in 1982 and functioned until 1988, the year when the Spitak earthquake destroyed a large part of the territory of Armenia. The fountain survived, and now it is one of the symbols of the spiritual strength of all Armenians. Gyumri is the second large city in Armenia. It lies on the Shirak Plateau, which crosses several mountain gorges. The city itself is located in the close quarters from the Aragats northern mountain ranges. Gyumri concentrates a lot of mineral deposits, and the whole city's southern part is located above an artesian basin. If the city's population in 1840 numbered merely 600 people, then today 146,000 people live there. Gyumri is an urban municipal community, serving as the administrative center of Shirak province in the northwestern part of the country. By the end of the 19th century, when the city was known as Alexandropol, it became the largest city of Russian-ruled eastern Armenia, with a population above that of Yerevan. The city became renowned as a cultural hub, while also carrying significance as a major center of Russian troops during Russo-Turkish wars of the 19th century. Today, Gyumri continues to grapple with the lasting effects of the 1988 earthquake. The area of modern-day Gyumri was originally known as Horomayri during the period of the Kingdom of Urartu. Over time, the name became disrupted through phonetic changes to Kumri, then Gyumri, and finally Gyumri. The overall impression is one of enduring beauty, where historic architecture and natural topography coexist in harmonious unity. Holy Saviour's Church is a 19th century church in Gyumri. It occupies the southern side of the Vardenyats Square at the center of Gyumri. This place was constructed between 1858 and 1872 and consecrated in 1873. Sevanavank, also known as the Black Fortress, is an abandoned Russian imperial fortress located in Gyumri. Built in response to the Russo-Turkish War of 1828 to 1829, the fortress once served a strategic military purpose near the Turkish border. Today, Sevanavank stands as a national cultural heritage monument, reflecting Armenia's historical and architectural legacy. Amidst arid valleys and rugged cliffs, a historic village thrives, its vineyards and stone houses reflecting centuries of local tradition. The surrounding landscape, dotted with juniper woodlands and calcareous grasslands, shapes both the character and livelihood of the community. Areni is a village and the center of the Areni municipality of the Vardenyats province in Armenia. Areni is best known for its wine production, with the majority of wine produced locally from the nearby village of Virap. In 1946, the name of the settlement was changed to Areni through a decree issued by the Supreme Council of Soviet Armenia. Natural habitats include semi-desert, calcareous grasslands, and juniper woodlands alternated with cliffs, canyons, and rocky outcrops. The village experiences a dry climate, but the majority of the land is irrigated using river water. Areni stands as one of the distinguished and ancient villages in the Vardenyats province. Areni possesses abundant tourism resources, comprising significant historical and cultural monuments. The Areni Church, perched gracefully on a gentle rise, showcases traditional Armenian stone architecture with a conical dome and finely carved facades. The building that now houses the Caucasus Center for the Arts is well known to the Armenian people, especially those living in its capital city of Yerevan. Known as the Cascade, the complex was originally conceived by the architect Alexander Termanian. Construction of Taroshian's design of the Cascade was launched in the 1980s, but abandoned after the Armenian earthquake of 1988 and the breakup of the Soviet Union in 1991. With independent rule and the transition to democracy, Armenia entered a period of severe economic hardship, and the Cascade remained a neglected relic of the Soviet era for more than a decade. Mr. Kafejian, working with the city of Yerevan and the government of the Republic of Armenia, initiated its recent revitalization in 2002. The Cascade rises in a series of grand terraces, each level connected by wide stairways that create a rhythmic architectural flow. Sculptures and modern art installations are integrated seamlessly, contrasting yet harmonizing with the strong architectural forms. How does a city balance millennia of history with the pulse of modern life, standing as both ancient stronghold and vibrant capital? Its streets and squares echo centuries of cultural, religious, and political significance, reflecting the endurance of its people. Every corner of the city tells a story, from fortress remnants to grand theaters, revealing a rich tapestry of heritage and contemporary life. Yerevan is the capital and largest city of Armenia, as well as one of the world's oldest continuously inhabited cities. It has been the capital since 1918, the 14th in the history of Armenia, and the 7th located in or around the Ararat Plain. It should be noted that in 2012, Yerevan was recognized by UNESCO as the world's book capital. Situated along the Hrazdan River, Yerevan is the administrative, cultural, and industrial center of the country, as its primate city. The city also serves as the seat of the Araratian Pontifical Diocese, which is the largest diocese of the Armenian Apostolic Church and one of the oldest dioceses in the world. Yerevan Opera Theatre is the main spectacle hall of the Armenian capital. The history of Yerevan dates back to the 8th century BC, with the founding of the fortress of Erebuni in 782 BC by King Agishti I of Urartu at the western extreme of the Ararat Plain. Erebuni was designed as a great administrative and religious center, a fully royal capital. With the growth of the Armenian economy, Yerevan has undergone major transformation. Yerevan's streets unfold in a harmonious blend of wide avenues and narrow lanes, creating a rhythmic urban pattern. Yerevan's Tsitsernakaberd Memorial Complex is dedicated to the memory of the 1.5 million Armenians who perished in the first genocide of the 20th century at the hands of the Turkish government. Completed in 1967, the genocide monument has since become an integral part of Yerevan's architecture and a pilgrimage site. Set on a hill and dominating the landscape, it is in perfect harmony with its surroundings. Its austere outlines convey the spirit of the nation that survived a ruthless campaign of extermination. Every year, on the 24th of April, the Armenian Genocide Remembrance Day, thousands of Armenians gather at the memorial to commemorate the victims of the genocide. Over the years, from around the world, a wide range of politicians, artists, musicians, athletes, and religious figures have visited the memorial. The memorial's tall, slender spire rises sharply into the sky, symbolizing the endurance and resilience of the Armenian people. Erebuni Fortress town was built in 782 BC by Agishti I, the king of Urartu Kingdom. The name of Yerevan is etymologically derived from the name of Erebuni, and the date of foundation of the modern capital is considered to be the date of construction of Erebuni Fortress. The ruins of the fortress with the museum are located directly in the city, in the administrative district of Erebuni. At the time, the fortress of Erebuni served as a major military and strategic object of Urartu Kingdom. With regard to the architectural structure, Erebuni, like most fortified cities of Urartu, had a simple structure and layout with no frills. As a rule, the fortresses were built near high, invulnerable hills, above which towered powerful citadels. Jermuk is a mountain spa town and the center of the Jermuk municipality of the Vardenyats province in southern Armenia. It was considered one of the popular destinations for medical tourism in the Soviet Union. The Jermuk waterfall cascades gracefully over rugged rocks, its sparkling waters plunging into a misty pool below, surrounded by lush greenery. The town is being redeveloped to become a modern center of tourism and health services. The name of the town is derived from the Armenian word Jermuk, meaning warm mineral spring, first mentioned in the 13th century by historian Stepanos Orbelian. In later centuries, the settlement was also known as Istisu, which means hot water in Azerbaijani. It was renamed back to Jermuk in 1924. Odzun Monastery is a majestic 6th century monument located in the center of Odzun village in northern Armenia. It is one of the most beautiful attractions in the Lori region. Despite its age, the monastery is well preserved. It has benefited from several reconstructions and restorations, the last of which was completed in 2014. It is made from blocks of pink felsite, with the interior decoration made from basalt slabs. The larger monastery complex is also of interest to connoisseurs of Armenian Christian culture. The monastic complex of Horomayri is located about 3 kilometers southeast of the village of Odzun. Although first mentioned as early as in the 7th century, today's surviving structures of the monastery were built through the late 12th, early 14th centuries. To get to the site, the visitor may climb up from the highway along the Geghard River or hike south across the cliffs from the last switchback to Odzun. The monastery is built in part at the top of the cliff, in part halfway down. Below, the walls of the canyon form one of the 4 walls of the structures. The monastery's stone walls rise directly from the cliff, blending seamlessly with the natural rock formations around them. In the northern reaches of Armenia, a land of rolling hills and historic strongholds stretches across a vast expanse, rich in both culture and history. This region, shaped by centuries of political change and natural events, carries the legacy of ancient kingdoms and resilient communities. Lori is a province of Armenia. It is located in the north of the country, bordering Georgia. The province was heavily damaged during the 1988 Armenian earthquake. The fortress city became the capital of the kingdom of Tashir-Zoraget in 1065. The name Lori later spread through the region and replaced the original name of Tashir. Situated in the northern part of modern-day Armenia, Lori covers an area of 1,463 square miles, accounting for 12.7% of the country's total area. From ancient monasteries perched on cliffs to vibrant city streets filled with culture, every corner tells a story. The breathtaking landscapes, from mountains to serene lakes, leave an unforgettable impression on every traveler. Armenia's rich history and deep spiritual heritage resonate in its churches, fortresses, and monuments. Hidden gems tucked in remote villages reward those who seek beyond the usual paths. No matter how far you travel, the memories of Armenia's landscapes, architecture, and spirit will stay with you forever.